What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Marvel Rivals video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some tricks with humantorch because honestly his kit seems pretty like complex but simple at the same time, because all of it is just about kind of doing consistent damage with very little burst damage, or so it seems at first glance. Surprisingly, this hero can do pretty good burst damage. Now, I've been playing this character pretty much since, he came out, so yesterday or the day before, whenever this video goes out. And I was pretty consistently having games where I have the top damage, but least amount of kills. So due to that, I went ahead and did some stuff in practice range and just took a look and see what I could do to maximize actual killing potential, because it's pretty easy, to just, throw your stuff here in like corners, right? And just kind of make yourself a little AoE of damage here, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why this isn't damaging. That was really weird. That example was not supposed to be a thing there. Either way, I'm gonna be showing you guys today some tips that we can go through that's gonna help you guys get a little bit more killing potential instead of just kind of tickling them all game. So without further ado, let's get into some advanced tips for humantorch. So it looks like the stairs blocked the actual wall here, or the four-way thing there, which is really strange. Walls won't do it, but I guess the staircase does. That's really silly. Now, first things first, the one thing I want to go over is something I've been seeing whenever I looked up actual humantorch tips initially. I'm over here seeing this thing's like one-shot combo, right? And it was just your left click, right click, or primary fire, secondary fire, and then a dash. It'll look like this.
You don't look so
and
hot.
That does technically work, but how often are you going to have this scenario here where you can just one click, headshot, right click, and then dash in? That's literally probably never going to happen. But if for some reason it does happen and you do get a headshot, maybe if you sneak up on a target, that is a thing. So I did want to include that in this video, but I don't imagine this happening. However, there is one thing you can do with this character that is freaking hilarious. So his little fire field things here, a lot of people think in order to detonate them, you have to already have the ring set up like this, and then you dash into it to detonate them. And while they do detonate, it doesn't like make the whole field explode. It's only the corners. So the actual spots where you place these things, these are the only part that explode. And also, you do not have to connect them first. They will detonate just from you dashing into them. So this being the case, if you see a target that's low health and you want to like, finish them off, or you see, a good choke point where you can just leave a bunch of fire at, you can just throw them all in a similar spot and you can detonate them all at the same time. Because if you have that field ready, like I said here, let's say I put this all around Luna here, and I do this. Again, I don't know why it's not doing damage. That is the silliest thing. But if you have that there, it doesn't matter. The only damage you're going to get is any of the corners that are close enough to reach her. So it's really better off to just try to put one near her and dash in if you have a low health target. Now, one thing I do want to mention that is a bit of a one-shot combo, and honestly, this is going to be the funniest part of this video. I'm going to go ahead and kill this Luna real quick just so I have time to put all of my things in the same spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, dash in. And she will die from full health. Now, I was still reloading, so I'm going to redo this real quick here. But y'all will see, I'm going to have all 4 placed. She's going to spawn, and I'm going to go ahead and throw all 4 and dash in on it. And it's crazy. You can use this as a spawn trap option. Just like that. That damage is freaking crazy. So if you're in a game mode where there is an objective or anything like that, and you're ready for their spawn, you can place the 4 right outside of their spawn, and you're going to kill any squishy target that dashes or that comes out of that spot, unless they are shielded or have some kind of damage reduction. But it's actually insane. Now, with the timing of this character, and then basically having unlimited ammo, there's no actual reload. You kind of have to manage your resources to an extent. Now, I will say it recharges really quick whenever you're not firing. So really, if you do want to just keep outputting damage like, forever, your best bet is going to be left click or your primary fire 3, and then your secondary 1. And this is going to make sure your secondary has time to recharge, and your primary has time to recharge. So if we do 1, 2, 3, secondary, 1, 2, 3, secondary, and so on. And this is going to keep it, for the most part, just essentially unlimited ammo the whole time. Now, if you go on long enough, you may actually run out of the secondary fire. But otherwise, yeah, this is just your best way to just spray and pray at a distance all game. If you just want to poke, this is the way to do it. Now, let's talk about his fire field move, the one that is called Pyro Prison. I'm just going to call it fire field. It seems easier. So a lot of people have the misconception where if you throw down your 4 corners, and then you pull this up, and then if you dash into one of these, it will kill your field. That is not the case. The field will stay there even if you do dive in and take out your corner. So if you see a low health target and you're thinking, hey, is it worth doing the dash to, do extra damage? As long as it doesn't put you in danger, go for that dash. It's going to 100% be worth it. Your field's still going to do damage. And also, I would try to dash them in a way to where you're going to keep them in the field. So for example, doing like this, do it back here behind him. That way he stays in the field. In this case, I kind of pushed him slightly too far out. But this way, it pushes him back into the field, and it's going to force him to try to get out or stay and fight. And staying and fighting is not a good option because, 1, the field just does a lot of damage. But 2, you do a lot of damage as well once you're in that range. Plus, any teams you got, obviously, the sport's going to have to be forced to heal him or kill you. And usually this guy's probably going to die unless he just has a ton of shields or something. One thing I probably don't have to mention, but I'll go ahead and mention anyways, is you're probably going to be holding down the plasma body move, which is like his sprint attack, just about all the time, because whenever you're shooting, it's going to automatically start charging back up, even though I'm still actively holding it, and then it's going to be ready for you to get the higher speed. And, as long as you're actively fighting the whole time, which you probably will be, it's better to just hold it down. Now, there is technically a toggle button for it, but it's going to disable the second you start firing. There's no way to actually hold it on there. So just kind of get used to holding this down. If you're on console, I'm not sure if it'll let you hold it or not, but on PC, just basically keep it held down. I don't see any reason to not use it because, again, when you're firing, it's not using it. It automatically recharges, even if you're holding it down. Now, let's talk about his ult. Now, this is without the team up, without the storm team up. Not going to be talking about that yet. Now, his ult activation, everybody knows, it makes his things into supernova tornado things, but the ult activation itself does do damage. So if you do, let's say you do some damage, right? Dive in, they're not quite dead. You can pop that ult to finish somebody off. And it's got a knockback to it too. So if you jump on the objective, you could probably push somebody off with it, which is kind of funny. Now, I don't know why this guy took such a long way around. That's pretty funny. I guess they can't fly, despite looking like they can. Now, if they are in your supernovas, or in your tornadoes, you do actually get extra damage for tackling these. So they have like a little explosion attached to them, the extra damage like you would get from doing your dive in. But the tornadoes actually stay. So it's essentially just a free damage boosted dive. So if you do see any low targets that you've left these tornadoes in and they're actually taking damage, if you think that they're about half health, dude, dive in on them, kill them. Nobody's probably going to challenge you anyways if you're inside your, inside your tornadoes. So really, unless your team is just terrible, be aggressive, dude. Be super aggressive with this. One thing I would like to mention as well, because you can't make a fire field out of your supernova tornadoes, always do this prior to using your ult if you can. So go in like this, and then you have all your charges back. Now, you probably don't want to boost them out of the objective like I did right there. But still, you're missing out on damage if you don't do your fire field first. So try to do that first. Try to be proactive in using your fire field and then pop in your ult. Let's talk about Storm ult. So when you buff it, it's crazy damage, but give it like 5 seconds or so, and then start shooting your little supernovas in there. Because that's going to extend the duration of her ult, and it's just going to do crazy, crazy, crazy damage. Storm's ult's already pretty good on its own. But with Human Torch, it's insane. And guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anybody else y'all would like me to do more in-depth stuff, whether it be The Thing or anybody else, the only one I've done so far is Moon Knight, and had pretty good reception on that. So y'all let me know if there's any characters y'all would like some assistance with. Let me know down below. Guys, have a fantastic day. Drop a like on the video if you learned something new, and I'll catch you next time.